eggs for dinner, packed with protein and easy on the grocery budget. Well, Colleen Ferreira is here with a dish from her childhood, a classic Indian egg curry.
Today we are making a dish from my childhood, a traditional Indian egg curry. So this dish is very special to me because my mom would make it a couple times a month, and I always thought she made it when we were running out of groceries. Turns out she was making it intentionally because yes, it is that good, and it's just so easy to make. I have two older brothers, so growing up, right, food was just flying off the shelves. She was always going to the grocery store to buy milk, bread, whatever. But one thing we could always rely on in the house was having, you know, that extra dozen of eggs that we would keep in the fridge, and it would totally come in handy for a dish like this. So I'm so excited to share this Indian egg curry recipe with you today. Right now I have an onion that is just sauteing in some oil over here, like all curries start, just a little bit of oil, a little bit of onion, doing their thing over to the stove. Next, I am going to add in a little bit of ginger and garlic paste, right in there. And we are going to crank up the heat just a little bit and keep stirring this around. Now, when I asked my mom about what spices do I use to make this egg curry dish, she says, oh, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and that's how my mom goes. And that's how I've learned too. We don't really actually follow a recipe, but it all comes together kind of magically in the end. But I've documented this for you because I really want you to make it. I was at my Indian grocery store the other day, and take a look at this. It literally says it right there on the box and shows you egg curry masala. And there's at least, gosh, 20 different things in here that make this masala what it is. So we're definitely going to be using that today. And I'm going to throw that in right now as that onion and everything is going. We're going to toast up the spices just in there. I really want the fragrance and I want those spices to open up. Along with the egg curry masala, the beautiful color turmeric, ground turmeric, and a little bit of chili powder. I chose spicy because I really like the spicy one, and some salt. So there we go. Look at those colors. Oh my goodness, I love them. And the smell, oh, this is what brings me back. I feel like, you know, how old was I? The last time I could envision this in my house growing up. So that's all going, and the onions are sauteing. We're gonna let that cook for a little bit. And then we're adding in some tomatoes. You can do a tomato whole that you chop up. I didn't have that on hand. I just had some tomatoes, diced tomatoes out of the can. So you can't really go wrong with that. We're pouring that in. There's that sizzle. And that is going to cook for a little bit. Once you start seeing that kind of thickening up, so this is like the base of the curry, right? Once we start seeing that thicken up, then we're gonna add in some coconut milk. I use full-fat coconut milk, really brings out the flavor of the curry, pairs really well with everything else. And again, we're just gonna cook that for a few minutes and let all those flavors come together. It's already looking so beautiful and creamy and tomatoey and oh, so yummy. Okay, now is where you get to have some fun with your eggs. So sometimes people like to hard boil or soft boil their eggs ahead of time and then drop them in. But the way that I love to do it is I truly love to crack the egg right into the curry. So that egg is fully going to soak up the flavor of the curry and all the spices and the seasonings. And then we're gonna kind of just, you know, poach the egg in the curry, and then it's done, right? So you're gonna cook the egg to your liking. We all kind of like it a little bit soft boiled with this kind of curry. So here we go. We're gonna crack in as many eggs as you need to for the family. I'm just gonna do 4 today because I think my husband and I are just gonna have this for lunch. So here we go, 4 eggs into the curry. Then we're gonna cover this up. Look at how cute that is. They just go right in there, fall right in. So simple. And in the time that I've made this, you know, maybe you wanna let everything simmer for a little bit longer, but still, how easy was that? This is a dinner you can whip up in just seconds. And it can be that dinner that you go to when all you have left is eggs in the fridge, because that's kind of like me. If anything, I always just have eggs left in the fridge. And everything else is pretty much a pantry staple, so instantly. So we're gonna cover this, let it cook, and when it comes out, this is definitely a curry you can serve over rice. You can serve it with some naan bread, regular bread. You might wanna lick the pot with some French bread. It is just that good. Sprinkle a little bit of lime over, and I love to just toss over a little bit of my homemade mint chutney. Brings the flavors together. That beautiful, beautiful egg yolk, you see it right there. Oh, it's just so yummy, and something so different to do with eggs, kind of kicking up a notch to have it for lunch or dinner. For this recipe, go to ColoradoEggProducers.com, go to Scrambling with Colleen, and follow us on social media at Colorado Egg Producers.
Thanks, Colleen, and I can't wait to make this. And you can find the recipe and so much more on our website. That's coloradoandco.com.